Hello, good morning, everybody. You are welcome in English class. You see, today you are going to study about whole child education. Whole child education, do you have any concept about it? Of course, it is the new concept and it indicate the weaknesses of the previous education and which has been prevail even today. And some of the scholar in the words, they have very active discourse and experimentation regarding the weaknesses of the present education, which is superficial as well as it is harmful. Okay, let's see some of the figure who speak against present day's education, which is incomplete. You can see in the picture Rudolf Steiner. He says the present education is quite narrow. The life should be seen from the broader perspective. Another you can see Ron Miller. He also, even though the words are different, they say that the education, what is prevail at present is not sufficient. It is superficial, it's hollow, and it is harmful also. Another person can see Maria Montessori. She is one of the scholar regarding the child psychology, and you can see thousands and the thousands school all over the world. Basically, regarding the children's in the center, child psychology is given top priority. On the basis of that, learning should be proceed. That's what she emphasizes. Now, another you can see Wardroff and Krishnamurti. They are a scholar and they also do not like the present system of the education, which is goal-oriented education, which just prepare as the train machine, program machine, is like a trained monkey. It just prepare the man just to sustain his livelihood. That is not enough. In totality, there are other scholars also. In totality, what they say is that the system which is prevail all over the world is not the system of education is not enough at present, so that there should be change. Some other component also should be included in the system of education. And what do they mean? What do they mean? They say that present system of the education is insufficient. It attempts to nurture the development of the whole person. It does not attempt to nurture the development of the whole person. That create the only fragment. Fragmentation of the education does not lead to the successful life. It includes only intellectual level. It does not incorporate other aspect just like emotional, physical, psychological, aesthetic, spiritual, and many more. What is it? What is the aim? What is the aim of whole child education is that it aims to facilitate the fully integrated learning experience. It is not the which is not included in the mainstream of the education at present. Education has been regarded as the tool to get job, but it should not be limited only that narrow sense. It has to be understood as the tool of transformation, empowerment, and the change. Education should be viewed in wider perspective. With the help of education, we should be able to manage our intellectual level, we should manage our emotional level, our social level, our psychological level, and our spiritual level. These all things are need to be incorporated to make education better. It of course should include the caring, understanding and creativity, basically for the small children. Integral education, transformative education, constructive education approach, peace education, mindfulness education, these are the different name given by the different scholar regarding the new approach of education. All right. Now let's see, let me give you some of the example which I had already shown you in the slide. Holistic education by Ron Miller. Ron Miller is one of the scholar and the prominent critic. Okay, among them, he is among those critics. Ron Miller is one of the popular who speak against the present system of the education. There are other also like John Pestalozzi, Thoreau, Emerson and Alcott, Francis Parker and John Dewey, Maria Montessori and Rudolf Steiner. Okay, and what does he say is that all in totality these are the scholar and they take different approaches, but in totality they say the same thing. Present system of the education is not enough, that is narrow, that is superficial, that is insufficient, that is harmful. Those all insisted that education should not be understood only the preparation for the job, but it should be understood as the root of cultivating moral, emotional, psychological, and spiritual dimension of any child. That is known as holism. A holistic ways include the multiple layer of meaning and experience rather than defining human possibility. A child is more than a future employee. We should not limit our education to train the child as a future employee. We need to regard his intelligence as well as its deeper level of consciousness, its social integration, incorporation with other aspects of life. That is the essence of life. That should be facilitated by education. Holistic education includes the wider meaning of the life, connecting with community, natural world, spiritual world. It nurtures a sense of wonder which is known as the cosmic education. You see, cosmic, it includes whole world, universe. It realizes the part of the wholeness of the universe. And there are many ways to achieve the holistic education. Holistic education lies in its responsiveness in diverse learning style and need of evolving human being. It rests in the hearts and the mind of the teachers and the students. That's what Ron Miller says. Like that, another scholar from Asia, actually is from India, Jiddu Krishnamurti, is also one of the scholars. He frequently raises question against the narrow system of the education which prevail all over the world. His demand is that this system should be changed to bring the wholeness in education. Education should not be fragmented, disintegrated. The fragmentation and the disintegration does not bring, in deep down, does not bring the positive outcome, positive consequences. It is the internal freedom and the deeper freedom of the psychic and the spirits and inner liberation. That's what he say. Man is troubled with psychological world of the sorrow, jealousy, pain, anger, envy, right? These are the negative aspect of the emotion and cannot lead to the harmonious relationship in a society. It creates only fragmentation and the chaos and create exploitation, oppression and the war. Of course, you can see at present the educated person, they create a terrible disaster in the world, more than natural disaster. A revolutionary teaches, he works tirelessly to awaken people, especially students, to awaken intelligence, the sense of responsibility and the flame of discontent. A child should not be fit into the pattern, should be stress for marks and examination. He should not be stressed for the mark of examination. He should not be like a program machine or the trained monkey. And regarding those weaknesses, and to eliminate the weakness, he took the initiation and he started 9 schools. And one is in United States of America, another in United Kingdom, and 7 schools are in India on the basis of Krishnamurti's philosophy. And similarly, there is another scholar who speak against the present narrow system of the education, curriculum-based education, goal-oriented education, disintegrated and the fragmented education, job-oriented, goal-oriented education. He says that there should be balance, artistic, academic, practical, and the creative parts to develop the whole child. It includes child hands, hearts, mind. Let's see, hand, work, heart, consciousness, intelligence, heart's emotion, mind, intelligence, right? That should be active hand, has sincere heart, and the awakened mind with the child changing consciousness stage by stage. That is the responsibilities of the teacher. They should not just prepare the lesson plan on the basis of certain academic lesson to be achieved after the end of the lesson. They need to know how the child can integrate with the society, community, nation, and the world. Imagination, creativity, cognitive growth, and the sense of responsibility, and as well as conducive for the nurturing environment, how they can assimilate. These all things should be sincerely considered when the teacher enters the class. And he has started many schools, more than 800 schools, 150 in US and Canada. They are supported by modern research in education and neuropsychology. Young people would develop the capacity of the soul and intellect and the strength of will that prepare them to meet the challenge of their own time in the future. They need to be able to cope up with the problem at present and should develop the capacity to solve the problem that may occur in the future. Okay, now let's see another scholar, Maria Montessori. Most of you are familiar with that. Maria Montessori system, the school you can see everywhere nowadays. Okay, according to her, she visualized the new world for the children. Visualize the new world of the children. Atmosphere of the peace and respect. We have to create such a conducive environment, such atmosphere. They should feel completely peace. And they should regard they were loved, cared, and respected. Classroom should not be just like group of the people, but it should be like a lab for observing the children. It's like a laboratory. They need to find a way to help them to achieve their full potential. What is their potential? How they can achieve the full potential? And always this need to be guided by the philosophy of the freedom and the self-development. Children intrinsic desire to belong. What is their inner desire? What is their desire and what is their potential and what sort of the environments if provided and how they can achieve the goal. So that most important thing that a trained and the intelligent teacher always create the ideal environment for the experimentation. Children carry out different sort of the experimentation on basis of their desire, their inherent capacity and inherent potential. Maybe there is a physical, mental, spiritual dimension. They take the responsibility of their own making choice, changing and becoming unique human being, because everyone is unique. Everyone has unique mind to understand and everyone has unique heart to realize. Everyone is unique. No one is less intelligent and more intelligence. Everyone is unique in himself or herself. That's why the teacher responsibility identify the uniqueness of the students and their inherent potential and need to guide it on the basis of their intrinsic capacity. A good teacher is gentle, sympathetic, always looking for the best in every child as the motivate doer rather than the empty vessel. Children need to enjoy learning. They need to enjoy learning as if they are playing game. There should not be any torture or pressure in learning. They should enjoy. And our schools are found worldwide. The largest one is in Lucknow, India. There 30,000 students study and got honors and rewards from UNESCO, prize for the peace education of 2002. Okay, all right. These are the scholar. They talk about the insufficient, superficial, incomplete system of education at present, and the need desperately they regards the immediate change of present system of the education to develop the all-round development of children. Present system of the education narrow and it should be changed. It's not enough. It does not create an integrated personality. Okay, thank you very much. We shall meet in next lesson.